Ultimatums in relationships. People like to give them, but should they truly give another person an ultimatum? Let's talk about it. Welcome back to the Felix Black Show here on YouTube and the Felix Black Show podcast on Spreaker. Thank everyone for listening. If you haven't already, please make sure you follow both the channel and the podcast on both applications. Again, the Spreaker app is used for straight audio of the Felix Black Show, and YouTube is where you can see the full video of me, leave comments, subscribe to the channel, and also catch a live show of the Felix Black Show when I do go live. So today I'm talking about ultimatums in relationships. And should we give people ultimatums? I am a firm believer, absolutely not. So how did I come to this question about ultimatums? Netflix. There's a show on Netflix called The Ultimatum, where couples go on a show, this is a terrible concept, but it works because people actually go on the show. They go on the show, and one of them has given the other an ultimatum about marry me or let me go. For whatever reason, even though they've been in a relationship for some time, one person is ready to get married, is ready to move forward, and one person isn't. So they give him an ultimatum, give him or her an ultimatum to marry or to let me go. I will tell you, if you give me an ultimatum in a relationship, I'm probably going to choose the negative choice. If it's marry me or let me go, I'm going to let you go quickly. Don't give me an ultimatum, because now you're forcing me to make a decision. And I believe in relationships, things should happen naturally. People should be who they naturally are. I am not trying to change you. I am not trying to make you do, say, be anyone that you don't want to be. I would prefer you are the person you are. You are who I thought you were. It's that simple. What happens when you try to change people is they can change for a little while, but if it's something that they truly do not like doing, that is not natural to them, they're going to revert back. And so that's when we run into these issues in relationships, is that we're trying to change people, and also not just changing someone. It's the person trying to be someone that they're not, to fit into a mold, right? You find a relationship, you think that this person is who you want to be with, but you may find yourself having to do, say, or be a certain type of person that you're not used to being. So you try to make that person happy until you yourself are no longer unhappy. And so now you have an issue. You change back to who you naturally are, but that person doesn't necessarily like it. So that's the reverse side of trying to change someone. To me, an ultimatum is, if you don't change something, whatever. So this ultimatum specifically is about getting married. If we don't change our situation from, boyfriend, girlfriend to husband and wife, I'm going to leave. No, don't do that. And I would advise people not to do that. If you have to give someone an ultimatum, the decision has already been made for you, because you've obviously been waiting on them to change something, right? Get rid of your video games, get rid of your content creation, or me. So you've been dealing with this problem. You see it as a problem. You've been dealing with this problem for as long as you can, and now you're at your wit's end. This is it. If it doesn't change, you're gone. You've already made that decision to leave. And why would you want someone who has to be given an ultimatum to change? And I say that because if they were going to change, they would have. I assume that the ultimatum is not the first time this has been mentioned. You like playing video games too much. It's taken away from our relationship. I want to spend more time with you. That's how that usually starts out. Okay. The game again. I'm going to throw that game away because, So those are the beginning phases of what leads to an ultimatum. Either you get rid of it or I'm out. So if I didn't change when you initially asked 2 or 3 times, what makes you think that the ultimatum is going to change me? Because now you put yourself as the collateral. It's either my game or you. That's a bad decision, and that's a bad thing to do. Please think about before you make ultimatums to anybody. Why did it have to come to this? It shouldn't have to come to that, right? A person may not completely stop, right? Either you get off your phone or, and spend some more time with me, or I'm going to have an issue, right? Though that person may not get off their phone entirely, if they realize that is an issue for you, they will make some adjustments. I believe that. I believe that we can adjust. Will that person stop using their phone completely? No, because now it is a habit. It's a part of who they are. It just might have been how they were brought up. Okay. And there's nothing wrong with that. The problem is you have an issue with it, not them. So now that we're in a relationship and I bring forth a problem, it is on that person to adjust. The ultimatum is like the final straw. Either you do it or I'm gone. When I first bring it up, hey, you know what I'm saying? You like to play the game a lot. Like, are we going to spend some time together? That is me giving you a chance to adjust. That's not an ultimatum. That's just, you may still be in that single mentality. All right. When we're single, we do things we want to do. We don't care about what anyone else wants to do. It's about what I want to do. So as we get gradual, as we grow in a relationship, there are adjustments that have to be made because now you have someone else to consider, someone else's time, someone else's thought process, someone else's wants, desires. So that is okay. Adjusting is okay. If you like to game, you game less. If your partner is telling you to completely stop, if they're telling you to, that's a problem. If you decide to stop completely on your own, then that's okay. But your partner should not be dictating your actions. They should bring it to your attention. Hey, you've been, spending a lot of time on the game. You've been spending a lot of time on your phone. Like, are we going to get some time together? They bring it to your attention, and you, as a person in a relationship, now have the ability to change, to adjust, right? To adjust the schedule. Okay, now, I'm gonna play the game when she's working, or now, I'll be on the phone when they go somewhere, they go to the store, or when we're just sitting in the house doing nothing, or we're in separate rooms. Okay. There are adjustments that can be made. An ultimatum is not one of them. An ultimatum means that you're at your wit's end. You're ready to leave. And if you're at that point, just go. 100%, just go. Because now you have to bring that back. If it's the game or I'm gone, you're standing at the door, figuratively, ready to go. So to you, it doesn't matter either way. That's what ultimatum means to me. It doesn't matter either way. I'm good to go. If you are okay with leaving, then you shouldn't be in this relationship. You should not be in any relationship. You should not want to leave. And I know you're going to say, well, giving them an ultimatum is showing them that I don't want to leave. No, giving them an ultimatum is showing you're prepared to leave. You are ready to go. For me, that does not work. Once you are ready to go, once you are thinking about it, you're probably already gone. You're probably already gone. Because I know a lot of people that have kept bringing up the same problem over and over again. They voiced their concerns because they weren't ready to go. They never got to that point to where they were ready to go. So that is important because they never said, okay, this is it. This is the final straw. So there are people that say, yes, can you change? Can you adjust your behavior? Can you change this behavior? Can you change this habit? Without saying, because I'm getting ready to walk out the door. Once you make that declaration, once you make that thought stick into my head, it's never going to leave. It's never going to leave because, in my opinion, it should take a lot for you to get to that point, right? It should take a lot. And once you get to that point, I don't think we get that same range ever again. I think now, instead of an official 0 to 100 range, okay, I'm at that point of 100 now. I'm ready to go. But I'm like, no. Come back. Don't leave. Stay here. I'm never fully back to 0 to 100. Now I'm probably 0 to 95. And it will, what I'm saying is it will now take less for me to want to leave now because I've already had that initial. So now it could be something else that is nowhere as serious as, the first ultimatum you gave me. But because you've already been to that point, you can get there again easier. So that's why when I say there are a lot of people that go through the points of, can you change? Will you change? Will you change? Will you do this so we can, continue to be together? Do this, do that. They keep asking without giving the ultimatum of leaving because their range is so far. They're putting up with a lot in their mind and in their actions. They're putting up with a lot because it's something that they don't like. But once we get to that 100, we can get back to that 100 again really easily. So to me, it's not a true 100. It's like a 95 now. It takes a little bit less for us to get to that point because we've already been there. We've already had that mind frame. We've already made up in our minds, hey, if she doesn't change this behavior, yeah, I'm going to call it quits. That's it. It's a wrap. And that's really important in relationships because both people need to want to be there equally. You need to want to be in this relationship. And it should take a lot to get you to that point. I mean, when I say a lot, let's not jump off the deep end, right? We know those triggers. We know those things that will get you, to 100 really quickly. And it's understandable. There's no need to mention those here. I'm talking about, those little habits that people have. And just the ultimatum. Marriage is a big deal. And so I don't think anyone should be forced into it, and no one should force another person into it. If you're ready to get married, that's great. But we're different people. We're all from different walks of life, from different backgrounds. And if you want to be with me, you should know where I am on that spectrum, how long it takes for me to want to be married or, to get married. That's part of getting to know someone. Marriage is not just about a wedding. It is so much more than that. Literally, the wedding is 5 to 6 hours. And marriage is much more intense than that. So ultimatums, stop giving people ultimatums. They are not as productive as you think they are. And if you have to give someone an ultimatum, they're probably not ready to change for you or for themselves. So they're not ready to change. So you either deal with that or you just leave. One of the two. But I would say you leave. If it's enough for you to give an ultimatum, there's probably time, for you to reevaluate that situation. But this has been Felix Black. Thank you all. If you haven't already, make sure you please hit that like button. Make sure you please subscribe to the podcast and to the YouTube channel. And I will see you all in the next one.